One most important thing is understanding people's needs very deeply. That's most important. That's where a lot of people go wrong. In fact, the people's needs don't change. People still need to feel safe. They still need to feel a sense of belonging. They need to feel a sense of self-esteem, right? So those things don't change, and one has to understand that. If you look at Manfred Max Neef's um, human scale index, the work that he has done, it's very interesting how the needs and the satisfiers that go along with those needs, play together, and you can use that to actually design products and services that satisfy all these needs of our users. There are other models I already spoke about. Other than what I spoke about already, BJ Fogg also has a fantastic model that talks about behavior change. It's called trigger plus action plus motivation. So you are looking at trigger plus ability plus motivation. So what triggers you to behave in a certain way? What is your ability and what kind of intrinsic motivation that you have? That is what will cause a behavioral change. So, and that is another model that you can look at. Then what we have done is also in credit card, for example, for a large bank that I was working on, we created a conversational interface just to give a human face to technology so that you can build trust. So persuasion, emotion, and trust that human factors talks about is also something that one can use. uh, so there are multiple models for us to work with, and reciprocity works really well. Authority, right? People of authority telling you something, that's another principle that we can incorporate. IBM is very big on how we design using psychology, and the fact is, when we design using AI as our technology, as our material, we're also very conscious about the ethics that go along with it. So that's very important for us to understand. So there are principles that you can use, there are considerations that you can take, but at the same time, one has to understand people deeply using these different models. The Johari window model. I mean, this does not end, right? The research is where all of these comes about, and the way you write copy makes a difference. Um, the way the visual design is done as well, right? The kind of placement of individual elements, where have you placed what, that makes a difference in terms of how people behave. There is a study by Jared Spool that is a very long ago. He did that study called and it's named the $300 million button, and he has named it, and it's a big article around it. Those who are interested, you should look it up. So there is a quite a few considerations that one has to take up while designing their products and services.